What's up, guys? It's your boy, the Ultimate B-Man, and I'm here to do some post commentary of some Skullgirls here. Now, I will explain on why I have to do post commentary. Basically, I had some editing trouble with my capture card, and it completely started backfiring me. So I had to do some editing things to it to fix things up. And finally, after doing it all, I figured the only way that I would be able to talk about some of the pieces of the game that I've played would have to be post commentary. It would be the only way to do it. So what you're about to see now is me showing a little bit of tutorial mode. Because I think, if I remember, I went on talking about how the tutorial mode in this game was just about as good as the tutorial mode in, say, Street Fighter Cross Tekken, which actually had a really good tutorial mode, and I really liked it. So I figured, I'll show a little bit. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys have seen the tutorial mode in Skullgirls already, and I'm pretty sure you probably already understand how it even works anyway, so but I will say a lot of people will agree that the tutorial mode in Skullgirls is pretty good. It's just too bad a lot of fighting games don't have a tutorial mode like this, where they actually tell you how to do some of the stuff rather than just giving you a command list and leaving it at that. So the tutorial mode kind of makes up for not having a command list in this game, but I will still say it's kind of silly to not have a command list in a fighting game, which is not something you want to have at all, period. You want to have a freaking command list in your fighting game. That is essential. That's like having a start button on a control stick. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure back in the day, the Atari days and whatnot, they didn't have a start button. You just pretty much turned off the system. But nowadays, it's essential, so you gotta have it. So basically, in this one, I was gonna go on ahead and play one of the character's story modes, because I felt like I didn't show that any either. So, and I tell you, it was one hell of a ride. I tell you, it was fun. It was fun. You guys are about to see what I mean. Out of the 8 characters, 2 of them were locked up, like Valentine and Double. So couldn't select them, even though I wanted to play as Valentine. She's my favorite. Ninja, big boob Ninja Nurse. Very, very nice. So I picked Fillia because I actually kind of grew on her a little bit. She kind of grown on me a little bit, and I actually started liking it. Gotta love the art style in this game. I really do love it. Even right here, Fillia looks pretty badass. Hot as hell. I like this part. It's pretty funny because this dude just comes out of nowhere, named Ricardo. And he grabs her thigh, gives her one good nice smack on her ass, and then he's like, "Come on, baby, let's do some things." And she ends up not saying a darn word, but the person that ends up talking back to Ricardo is her hair, her host, whatever. I don't know what the heck that thing is. I say it's her hair. It's like turned into a monster. Makes sense. It's pretty badass. He's a hardcore little skull head right there. Thus the name Skullgirls, but not all the Skullgirls have something like this. Not all of them do. The only 2 that have something like this is Fillia and Cerebella. So they're pretty much right now having a discussion and whatnot, about what just happened. And then, it kind of shows off a little bit of story in Skullgirls. Just a little bit. It's not too much overwhelming. Probably the only fighting game that I have kept up with the story is probably Tekken. I think Tekken has the best storyline out of all the fighting games out there. I think Tekken has the best one. I mean, sure, some people may say Street Fighter or, you know, maybe Dead or Alive or something, but I think Tekken has it because you can kind of keep up where everybody is, and it's kind of not like everywhere. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't leave plot holes here and there, but you know, it just leaves like a cliffhanger, literally. Kayuza one, who should know that. But anyways, we head on into our first match here against Parasol. It's not a bad match. It's actually pretty good. The game, the combat in this game is not that hard. It just takes some getting used to, especially if you're used to playing like Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom or just any Marvel vs. Capcom game or Street Fighter game. You should be able to pick this game up and play it right away. It shouldn't take you that long to get used to it. So, nice, real simple 2D fighting game, and I love it. Also went on to talk about, on this particular level, if you look in the background, there's a bunch of characters in the background that I could say that possibly, maybe, if the creator gets into it, he might release some of those characters that are in the background. There's a lot of other interesting females, and there's some males back here somewhere. This is a real big dude. Kind of reminds me a little bit of Dooley from Street Fighter 3rd Strike, but, you know. Who knows? We'll see. Maybe one day. There's not too many characters in this one. This is the school area here.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's showtime!
Sarabella, she completely is what I describe her is the Zangief character of this game. So yeah. She mainly works only on throws. So Fillia is more like a poke character. She's a good beat meter builder right there. All of her pokes and whatnot, and some of her lights and mediums and heavies really do a lot of really good setups here and there. So I kind of like it. She's really balanced somewhat. I like her little buzzsaw attack. It reminds me a lot of Blanca or Sonic the Hedgehog. Can't really tell, but you know. No, oh man, gotta love that music in this game too. Gotta love it. Pretty badass. It's like, I don't know what strategy I was going with, but I think I was trying to play keep away from Sarabella, because I know that she can toss the hell out of you. You know, just pick your ass up, throw you everywhere. I look like I might win this. I'm not for sure. Yeah, I think I win this one. Yeah, because she only needed one more hit, but she came so close to beating me just right there. But then finally, I came out with one good final hit. Used my super and knocked her out. It was actually pretty good. It was a good fight. Oh yeah, here goes the next part to the story mode for Fillia. This is Pain Wheel, and a crazy experiment gone wrong. And Fillia is supposed to know this person, Pain Wheel, but Pain Wheel knows her, but Fillia doesn't know her at all. So you'll see what I'm talking about. Don't mean to spoil nothing. You know, I'm not. It's just pretty much what is going on. I tried to make the videos probably as readable as possible. I'm sorry to some of you guys that some of my videos that I upload, they're not very balanced or well put together, but I do my best. I try my best and whatnot to really do a real good quality video for you guys, or at least something you can see. You know, I try. Don't try to just dish out crap. I've seen a lot of videos where a lot of guys just film off their TV or something. Some people can do that. And I actually pull it off really good and everything. Some people can't, but you know, guys like me and many other big Let's players and video gameplay guys and fighting experts and whatnot that show off a lot of footage of them playing certain games. They're really good at it. I'm just a novice right now. I kind of understand how to do it. It's just I'm not like special effects and all that type of stuff yet, so I ain't got there yet. I will soon. But, you know, Dazzle's pretty simple for anybody. I'm glad I got it when I had the chance to get it, so. There goes more story. Samson's scared of it, scared of Painwheel. Fillia is like confused on whether she should know her or not. Samson's like, "Kid, let's get the hell out of this place." Samson seems pretty wise, even though he sounds like a complete brute. And Painwheel just got back up and looking pretty pissed off, maybe. Ooh, look at that face. Oh, flashbacks. Nah, reminds me of Metal Gear Solid 4. Random flashbacks, just don't know where they're coming from. Anyways, guess what ended up happening? Samson's like, you know, there's no way I'm going to talk you out of this. Looks like we're going to end up following her anyway. And Fillia's like, yep. Here goes the next part. Next fight is against Misfortune, which I have to say is kind of like the Wolverine character in this game. She's kind of the Wolverine character. So. Also, I have to mention that it may look like as if maybe the screen changed or whatever. I'm sorry about that. That's only because of editing and whatnot. Because you'll see that here and there coming up in a little bit. You may have just saw it just now. You can still see the fight and whatnot and everything. Just maybe not as clear as it was just a minute ago. It's only because during that time, I don't know what happened to my Dazzle, but it started doing a lot of slowdown, and I knew you guys were not going to like that. And I don't think anybody would like that at all. So I said, screw that, I'm going to try my best and fix this. So I went back, did the fight, and I actually did better than what I did a while ago. I actually did better than a little bit, because I actually lost to Misfortune one time. What you're seeing is the edited version, and you know. But I found a way to get around it. So, but it's still good. I'm proud of it. I still like it. And here goes my favorite character, Valentine. May I mention this before? She's a female ninja nurse with big boobs. Can't get enough, love it. And here goes the weirdest character, Double. She's a nun that turns into like this crazy looking thing. You guys have seen it before. I'm pretty sure a lot of you have. In my opinion, one of the most weirdest looking characters I've seen as of late. Because look, her eyes turn red. I saw that coming, but I didn't see this part coming. What is that? Ugh. She's inside out. That doesn't make a lot of sense. It's crazy. But what's even crazier is that I thought Valentine maybe had her own motive or something, but she's actually working for the villain. So, that's just weird. Oh my god, look at that. That's just nasty. But Double is actually a very dangerous character in this game because she has the ability. She's a Mokujin character. I mentioned this before in my other video. But she's a Mokujin character because she can actually copy off other abilities from other characters, which is pretty crazy, I have to say. So it's like, whatever. She's like, I can copy any move that anybody throws at me. Also, forgot to mention that this is a 2-on-1 match, so I gotta fight both Double and Miss Valentine. So kind of fights just a little bit. I end up beating Double and only end up running into Valentine in the next process. So. I'm actually doing pretty darn good. You know, not too bad, but I think Valentine ends up coming back and ends up actually doing quite a bit of damage on me, so I'm not for sure. Oh, like that. She has a lot of really good, interesting moves here and there. I love it. Oh. Come on, get it.
No place to
Yep. There you go. Damn. Yeah, I remember when I did that. That was pretty crazy. Now, I'm trying to see. Did I win this? Pretty sure I won this. One thing about it is just to kind of stay away from in front of her. That would be my strategy, because her supers involve having to do a cutscene and whatnot, so you really don't want to be standing in front of her when she uses one of those moves. And I end up eating the crap out of that. And we head on down into the catacombs of this crazy looking church. Samson's like, oh man, do we have to? That's what we gotta. Because Fillia is out to try to find her memories or something like that. It's pretty crazy. Now you guys are about to meet probably the most annoying, cheapest boss I've ever seen in my freaking life. And on top of that, this is one of the things I hate. Her name is Marie, and she is the final Skull Girl in your story mode for everybody. I'm pretty sure of it. If it's anybody else, that would just be weird. But Marie is the boss of this game, and she is one tough cookie to crumble, literally. Can't crack her, can't bun her up. She's just hard as hell. At least for me, it was tough from my first go. This was my first try going at it against her, and you know, so she's tough. And I'm going to show off, I think in a couple of parts here, I think I'm going to show off how cheap she really is. I tell you, I was so mad, man, so frustrated. I've never fought a fighting game boss like this. I will say though, she looks great. I like the look here, even though I don't like little bitty 10-year-old girls or little kids, some type of godchild. I don't like those type of characters, but for her, I'll accept. Now let's get on to her cheapness. As you can see, this right here, she just throws skulls at you. If you're too far away from her, she will just keep throwing skulls over and over again. One thing I kept doing is just putting pressure on her, jumping over her from side to side. And I'm just taking my pokes in here and there. And whoa. See, she can stop you in mid of your super move, and I just kind of don't like it. So, but, oh my god. See, that's like an 8-hit move, and it stuns you for a moment. And then she throws those little bead skulls. Dude, that made me mad so much. I was pissed about that. I was like, oh my god, she is so cheap. But I would only learn that the cheapness could only begin. I was just only in just a cesspool of cheapness for this boss. It's like the creator looked at all the cheap bosses, like, let's say, Yami from freaking Pt.2 vs. Capcom, Gil from Street Fighter 3rd Strike, the female water version, Aqua, whatever, marine version of Kasumi from Dead or Alive. And then you got Apocalypse and the Galactus. I mean, come on. That was kind of... She's pretty cheap, dude. And then here's her second form. Okay, if you thought the freaking skulls were annoying, imagine her silhouette. As you can see, her silhouette's tough because she can throw that thing everywhere and she can still summon skull monsters left and right. I got her pinned in the corner. Yeah, she can also do that little thing, which she can summon like little bones to grab you. Her final form, though, is even tougher. And there's that freaking skeleton with the Tommy gun. This is where she just throws everything at you. This is her third form. Once you get her health at about like maybe 10-20% of health left, she starts throwing out everything at you. And in this part, I wasn't very defensive. I'm not a big blocker guy, but I block when I need to. But I just wasn't doing that here because there was just so much stuff that I had to watch out for. And I don't like taking shift damage. I really don't. I will try my best to get to you and knock you out, no matter what. I do that every time when I'm fighting against somebody or when I'm going up against the computer. It doesn't matter. I will take you down. That's just how it works. I did a stupid move there by using the wrong super move. What I was trying to use is Kid Samson, but it's actually 3 kicks and 180 circle turn, and I did not do that, so I ended up screwing that up. But the one thing I will say is just put the pressure on her when she's in her first form, and then you will eventually get her into her second. Also, when she transforms, stay away from her because her puffs or clouds will hurt you real bad. I think I showed that off just a minute ago. I forgot to mention it. I think I do that exact mistake several times. I keep on staying right on her because I don't want to stay too far away because she'll just throw stuff at me. But I try to beat her, and then she knocks me out from the back, from my spine. I do have a lot to learn. Indeed. I hate having to keep seeing a game over screen. But I'm a guy who's willing to show his mistakes and willing to show that I'm not invincible like all the other guys out there that be making videos where they're just ungodly or something. You know, I can be beaten. So I consider myself as a really good player in fighting games. I say I'm really decent. I don't consider myself a pro. I may one day do my best to get to a pro level, but I just want to be so good I can actually take on anybody and feel real confident about it. But sometimes when I go up against other people online and whatnot, they just sometimes run me over. Sometimes I get some wins here and there. I get a couple of wins every once in a while. Some days it's just like I'm just having a bad day, man, no matter what I do. But it's all in the practice, man. It's work. It's work. Sometimes you gotta take the loses, and in order to get some wins out of it. I think she is just like whomping me real bad here. I'm telling you, she's just one cheap boss. It's not even funny, and I'm even trying to go defensive and actually doing my best to stay away from her, but you know, I failed at doing any of what I know I was supposed to do, and I didn't do any of that. So I just kept getting madder and madder and just kept hitting try again over and over again, but you know. But like I said before, I really do like that's the fact of what I'm looking at, so I love the graphics in Skullgirls. That's just a pretty good type of art style. That's a type of art style I can indulge myself into, so I really like it. It inspires me to want to draw a lot. I may mention that several times in my other videos, but it really does. That's all I want to do when I'm playing Skullgirls. Is like, man, I gotta go get my ink pen and some pencils and some paper and start beating it. As you can see here, I'm being a little bit smarter about when I'm attacking. See, you can kind of predict when she's using certain moves sometimes, but you know, every time she says something, she's summoning something like skulls or something, or using a silhouette to hit you. So, majority of the time, I'm pretty good at that. As you can tell, I'm really trying to just get around her and really just give her a beating. You know, I use Get Her Samson, which is one of the best moves that Fillia has. And she's just really trying to hurt me, but you know, I use one Samson. I use his hairball technique, and that really cut her health down. But the thing about it is that takes like 3 pieces of meter, 2 or 3, I think. I think I get her here, and see, that's what I mean. See, right at the last minute, she pulled that crap, but then I pulled that out of my ass. So I actually beat her. I beat Marie, and I was happy to the mud when I did it. That's what I'm talking about. Satisfaction, baby. It's great. So Fillia is rewarded with the skull heart, and Samson is like, yeah, we finally got it. The thing about the skull heart is that it's supposed to grant wishes, kind of like a genie or whatnot, but you know, Fillia could get her memory back on finding out who she is and whatnot and everything that she's done, because she forgot that. But you know, of course, from what you can tell, it's pretty obvious what she's going to be wishing for. A brand new car! That's what she's going to wish for. She's going to wish for that new Mercedes-Benz that she's been eyeballing. No, I'm just kidding. That's me, though. But not a Mercedes, though. I'm not a Mercedes guy. But anyway. So. But using the skull heart is dangerous, though, because it can actually tear you to shreds and turn you into something that you won't like in the morning. I think that's how Marie got transformed here, so. Here's Fillia just chilling. And this is Miss Victoria, the teacher in the tutorial mode that stands in the background. I wish she'd teach me a couple of lessons. Trust me. I just love that about Skullgirls. I don't know. It has this little bit of sex appeal to it, and I kind of like it. Even though I'm a guy and whatnot, it's pretty obvious. It's like, well, the guys are gonna, you know, the girls will probably be like, well, the guys are gonna like it because it's got a bunch of bouncy boobs and ladies with nice faces and pretty faces and junk. So it's pretty obvious the guys are gonna like it, but you know, the girls could like it too. You know, it has girls in it. This is a fun. Once again, this is a fighting game that I will say that, you know, I kind of like the roster of having females, because sometimes I said this in a comment somewhere on somebody's video, I can't remember, but I mentioned that the fact that sometimes it's just better to have a balance, you know, rather than just being indulged. Because here in this game, you get a lot of girls. Here goes the credits, you know. Sorry about that I didn't explain the ending. It just pretty much Fillia and Painwheel got turned human, so that's pretty much was her wish, but actually it's gonna bite her in the butt later though. But anyways, I you know, games like Marvel vs. Capcom and you know, even like games like Street Fighter and whatnot don't really have that many females in it, and sometimes it kind of upsets me a little bit. It's just got like all these dudes in it but no females at all. It's not that I have a problem with that or nothing, it's just, you know, there could be a lot more female fighters out there somewhere, some more eye candy or something, you know, just to have, you know, because, you know, females like Chun-Li, she was like the only female in Street Fighter. I think she was the very first female fighter featured in a fighting game, and she is like #1 on the charts on me, because just because of that she gets a big reward. But a game like this, like Skullgirls, I would love to see more characters, more female characters come out of the woodworks, you know, here and there. I love it. So I would like to see that. Just more, maybe one or two, maybe a few guys here and there, but mostly girls. More characters overall, though. But I don't know what the future brings for Skullgirls. Maybe we might get that, maybe we won't. We don't know yet. As long as we keep bugging the creator to death, we'll freaking get more characters. Most likely DLC. I keep saying that because I heard it before the game. Excuse me, before the game even came out, I heard about DLC and I just didn't know whether I'd believe it or not, so I don't know. Gotta love this music. It's real good. Real entertaining. Gotta love it. It's got this jazzy sound to it and whatnot. I like jazz. Real good. Konami Games. Haven't heard from them in a while. Haven't heard them making this is the one game so far that I heard them produce of. But as of late, I'm not for sure. They probably did. I just didn't notice it. You know, sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. I don't know. So yeah, this game overall is a fun game. The final boss, I will say, is kind of cheap, but I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people that can figure out around her and whatnot, so I wasn't one of those guys who knew how to do it. But when I first finally came up to her, I was like, yeah, I got her ass, I got her number. So, but overall the game is fun, and I'll keep on playing this game until, you know, I don't think I'll ever get tired of it. It'll be one of those fighting games I'm willing to pick up, even if I take like a week away from it. I'll probably pick it up, play it some more, be like, ooh, I remember playing this a whole lot, and probably get back into playing it. So, but, you know, I hope you guys like the game. If you did download it, let me know and tell me how you like it. You know, don't hurt yourself. You know, just type in a few words and like, the game's good, the game's alright. You know, give me some feedback. You know, so a lot of people said they didn't like the game because of the way it looked and whatnot. And I was like, sometimes I would feel like I wanted to punch that guy. Like, what are you complaining about? If you play other fighting games, then how could you really hate the art style of this game? If you like BlazBlue, you cannot hate the colors and whatnot in this game. BlazBlue is more like a manga type, anime type look to it and everything, and this looks more like a comic book. So, but it's just those types of haters that, you know, really inspire the game to be even more better. So, but I don't know. But yep, I don't know. Maybe I'll talk about that in the next video. But anyways, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed the video, and I hope you enjoy my post commentary, because I've never done this before, but I don't know if I'll do it again for the next video. It's kind of fun. It's not too bad. But anyways, it looks like I unlocked something, didn't it? But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. And as always, I'm your boy, the Ultimate B-Man, and I'll catch you later. Peace.